So the Hardys are back in WWE. LeBron and Luka. Luka gets revenge on Dallas. Wow, man. Oba Finley versus Moose in New York City. And Julia will defend her NXT Women's title against Stephanie Vaquera, the North American champion, Women's North American champion, in a title versus title match. NXT TNA banging. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the point of view.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing? It's your boy Mike D, aka DDE80, aka 13th Wonder of the World. So nice to hear from you guys, to talk to you guys on the point of view, which is on the Podbean app as well as YouTube, man. Shout out to the Point Place family. Shout out to Bobby Reezy. Me and Bobby Reezy are going to hook up soon and make this thing pop, man. I'm still waiting on my podcast equipment to come. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be doing some semi-casting real soon. So you guys get ready for that. Shout out to M Breezy, my little homie. Shout out to my niece Naya, my sister. I love all y'all. Thank y'all for listening to the point of view. Also, I want to give a shout out to my big cousin DE from PAT. Love you, boy. Appreciate you, man, when you come down and holler at your boy. Shout out to DJ Fadeaway. It's my ace, man, along with him and Slate. Of course, my brother Kendo. And all the other guys that are, a part of my circle, as well as my guys on the Point Place label. I love all y'all, man. Y'all hold it down. Keep it going. Keep doing what you're doing in the studio. I'm going to get back in that thing. I said I'm going to get back in there before this year out. I will be in the studio, ladies and gentlemen, dropping a couple of tracks. Making something happen, you know what I'm saying? So stay tuned for that. Let's talk about NXT. Tomorrow on Thursday, I will talk about AEW. Stuff about AEW as well. I think tonight is going to be FTR. I know on AEW Dynamite, I know one match is going to be FTR versus the Undisputed. I forgot which one of I think it's Daniel Garcia and FTR. I could be wrong. I don't remember who's going up against FTR, but I think that's who is going to be in the match. I could be wrong. I'm going to have to get my facts straight on that and see it. I know Harley Cameron will go up against the reinvented Harley Cameron will go up against Deonna Purrazzo, the Virtuosa. I don't like what they're doing with her because she left TNA, had a great situation in TNA Impact to sign with AEW. If she would have went back to WWE, she would be marketed better than what she's being marketed in AEW. Because in AEW, she's a showcase. If she was in NXT right now, if she would have went back to NXT, went back to WWE, they would have treated her a lot different than what she's being treated right now. I just don't understand what's going on. Harley Cameron's probably going to win that match tonight against the Virtuosa, and that's just a couple of matches. I know Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana is supposed to be on there tonight as well. A couple of great matches. I think we're going to see here from MJF and Hangman Adam Page as they start their rivalry. I still want to know what's going to happen between Jeff Jarrett and MJF. That's going to be a matchup I think is going to happen soon as well. They're trying to give Jeff Jarrett a send-off like they're doing John Cena, but I don't think he's going to win a title. I think they could possibly have him win the tag team titles or something like that. He's only got a year left in AEW as an active wrestler. I think he will be still a part of the business when it's over, But we'll see what happens with all that when push comes to shove and shove comes to push, ladies and gentlemen. Before I get into NXT, I want to talk about a couple of things in the NBA. I was listening to Gil's Arenas. Shout out to Gilbert Arenas, Brandon Jennings, Kenya Martin, Hosea, and Nick Young, as well as Brandon Jennings and Rashard McCants, if I've already said it already once. Cheryl Swoops as well when she bees on Gil's Arena. And they had a topic talking about should they eliminate the process and should they shut Joel Embiid down for the rest of the season. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say my opinion on this before I give you my thoughts. First of all, they were tripping because Joel Embiid played for the United States last year in the Olympics. That's the first problem they had, because he could have went to France. If he would have played on France team and he would have played a little healthier, they probably would have shocked the United States and won the gold medal. That's the first thing, but that shoulda, coulda. Didn't happen. Joel Embiid played on the United States national basketball team and won a gold medal. So they were tripping because he decided to go play for a gold medal. In my book, no problem with it whatsoever, because at that time there, it's bigger than what you're doing. You're playing because you're defending the country of the United States. That's where you get paid at in the United States. So that's why he did it. Then he ended up getting hurt. So here's where I have a problem. I didn't have a problem with him playing for the United States going to get the gold medal. I had a problem with those that were critiquing why did he go play for a gold medal knowing that he's hurt. Because the man wanted to win a gold medal. The man played for a country that he gets paid in. He gets paid in the United States. So yes, that's why he went there and won a gold medal. Was it worth it? Yes, it was. Because can't nobody take that away from you. That is a basketball accomplishment that you have accomplished in your career. So congratulations to him for winning the gold medal. Now, let's talk about what's going on with Philadelphia now. It looks like he's going to have in-season surgery. I think that's what's going to happen to him. I think his knee and his foot, I know about the knee and the foot situation. I had that last year. Thank God I'm able to bounce back from it. It's a tough situation. I'm not going to lie and say it's not, because it absolutely is. But here's my situation. Well, excuse me. Here's my thoughts on what Philadelphia needs to do with Joel Embiid. Shut him down for the rest of the season. Shut him down. Figure out what he's going to have to do next season to get himself together to come back and play. Paul George is not happy. Tyrese Maxey is not happy. Because guess what has happened to them? Like I said earlier in the season when this first started, when he decided to play, he was not going to play back-to-back games. It messed up the chemistry with the 76ers. Now, the dude from Duke that was playing great, the rookie, he ended up getting hurt for the season. So he was out. Maxey was out a couple of games. Paul George got hurt in the preseason game. He was out some games. Now Paul George is back. Let me tell you what I think Paul George is thinking. He's not going to say this. He might say this privately, or he might have said this on his podcast. I don't know. But I can tell you what he's thinking. when I was on ABC last year with Joel Embiid talking about the NBA Finals, and we decided to make this work where me and him could play together, I did not expect for us to be this bad. The 76ers are not probably going to make the playoffs. Paul George has already doomed this team for the season. He said, we're not playing no inspiring basketball. The interview that he had was very, very depressing towards that team of Philly, because he knows that they are not good enough to even make a play-in push. Now, can they? Absolutely. But guess what? I don't think it's going to happen, because Chicago's coming, Atlanta's coming. If they get in it, if they get there, then more power to them. But I don't think they're going to make it. They could possibly get in the play-in, have a play-in game. But if you're going to shut Joel Embiid down, which I think they need to do, they need to just say it's a wash season. Just finish out the rest of these 25 games or however many 20 games left in the season, and just figure out what you're going to do next season, because it's tough. It's tough on Philly this year. The injuries have bitten them. Now, if they can stay healthy next year, they got a shot at it. They got a shot at it next year, and they're probably going to get a high draft pick in the lottery if they don't make the playoffs, which a lot of people think that they're not. But that's just one topic I want to talk about in the NBA. Another topic is about Zion has lost weight. If this would have happened earlier in the season, the Pelicans probably would have been a playoff team. Here's my problem with that, and I know this is Fadeaway's team, and I'm not going to rank bad on this team, but the injuries got them too. Murray's been hurt, CJ's been hurt, Zion been hurt, Murphy was hurt. You know what I'm saying? Herb Jones was out. They had a lot of injury bugs as well. And I'm going to tell you this, injury bugs is a problem, especially in sports. When you don't have a guy out there that you rely on a lot and they get hurt, it's next man step up. That man might not be able to step up at that time because he's hurt. But I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, this is what it is. Great game last night between the Suns and the Grizzlies. Ja Morant hit a tough shot to win the game. I think he hit a tough shot to win the game over Phoenix. It's a wash season for them too. I don't think Phoenix, the only thing Phoenix can do right now is get into the play-in. And I hate to say that about a guy like Kevin Durant, a guy like Devin Booker, and a guy like Bradley Beal, because those three guys should be at the top of the Western Conference. And it ain't happening. And Golden State is peaking. The Warriors are peaking now that they got Jimmy Butler. The Warriors are going to be scary next year, folks. Let me just say that right now. The Warriors are going to be scary next season. The Warriors could possibly be a top 4 or 5 team in the Western Conference next year. I'm just telling you what I'm telling you what I'm seeing. Adding Jimmy Butler has given Steph Curry a new leash on Golden State. He has given him a new leash on basketball life. I am telling you. Golden State's going to be scary next season, folks. That's just all to it. Jimmy's going to stay there too. He's going to sign the extent. They're going to be tough next year. They're going to be hard to beat next season. And not only that, let me talk about the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Dallas Mavericks. First game, Luka played against his former team. They gave a tribute to Anthony Davis, who was in the building, but he was not in uniform to play. Great game. Lakers almost gave it up, but LeBron and Luka did their thing. So Luka was happy to get the win over the Dallas Mavericks. And the fans were talking about, thank you, Nico. You know, Nico was the one that traded him to the Lakers. Now, right now, the Lakers, man, and I'm going to tell you something about my boy LBJ, man. If they can pull, let me tell you something. I'm going to go on a limb. I thought like Gilbert. Gilbert said the Lakers would probably win the championship next year. But man, I'm not going to count this year out because I think that the Lakers can go to the NBA Finals this year. And I'm going to tell you why I think that. OKC proved to everybody that I said that this is OKC's year. I still believe that to the fullness. I still believe that they got a chance to go to the finals, but they are not mature enough yet to do what they need to do. They could get it done in the playoffs, but it's going to be hard. Look at what they did to the Denver Nuggets the other night, the Lakers. That's all LeBron needed. To get over the Denver Nuggets, all they need was another guy that could go out there and just say, hey, look, man, this ain't finna happen. We're going to take y'all out. And that's exactly what they did playing the Denver Nuggets Saturday. And they just put a pounding on the Dallas Mavericks. Lakers right now playing great ball. I will say that. The Luka LeBron experiment is working. It's doing what it needs to do. All the thing I said in the offseason, if they don't want to let AR-15 go, don't let him go. But if you want to let the rest of those guys go, let them go. Get you a guy. Get you somebody. Listen to what I'm going to tell you. Get you a guy that can make something happen, man. Get you a star player that would not mind taking a small discount to come to L.A. Speaking of L.A., let's talk about LeBron James Jr. Bronny's been playing great in the G League, not the D League, which is a developmental. But Bronny's been playing great. I never doubted him. I thought that he did deserve to just stay in the G League and stop coming to the games with his dad. But I'm here to tell you, he's cutting up in the G League. I keep saying D League, which is a developmental. But he's cutting up in the G League, and I'm proud of what Bronny's doing. Bronny is proving to everybody that he does deserve to be in the NBA right now. Good job, Bronny. Good job. Keep doing what you're doing, buddy. Keep on going. Might have to go ahead and get a Bronny jersey. Because I'm sure going to figure out a way to get me a Lakers Luka. At first, I wasn't cool. At first, I was kind of skeptical about having Doncic on the Lakers. Yes, I did. Me and Fadeaway talked about this back and forth, texting each other about it. But guess what? I'm kind of liking what Luka doing with my boy LeBron. So I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to see what going on, man. In the city of L.A., baby. I got to see what's going on with them Lakers, man. So, I'm just saying, man, it is what it is, man. J.J. Redick, man, a contender for Coach of the Year, man. J.J. got them boys right, man. He got them right. I thought he wasn't going to do nothing at first, but he got them right. Congratulations to J.J. First year coach, man, doing what he need to do to get them boys right. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. It is what it is. Lakers might fool y'all this year, man. Lakers in 7, like Bubba Dub say. Lakers in 6. I'm just telling y'all, man. I'm liking what the Lakers doing, man. Lakers kicking butt right now, man. I kind of like it now. I don't know. Maybe next week I might be not not so enthused about what they do. But for right now, though, they in there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking the Clippers, man. I'm not knocking the Clippers, B.Ray. I know y'all boys still doing what y'all need to do. I still appreciate the game with James Harden. I just want to see number 2 come out there and play a little more. That's all I want to see from him. You know what I'm saying? It's still Boston League. Cleveland creeping up. Tonight's going to be a different game. I think it's who plays tonight? Is it the Celtics and the Knicks again? I think it's the Celtics and the Knicks. I think they play in Madison Square. Somebody play New York tonight. I think it's Boston. I'm gonna have to look at the schedule and see. But it's in the NBA, man. They getting ready. College basketball getting ready. Women's college basketball getting ready. I have not even talked about the league with Stewie and Collier. They are having some interesting games. They're having some interesting stuff going on in that 3-on-3, man. I think it's a 3-on-3 tournament, if I'm not mistaken. Major League Baseball, they pumping up spring training, preseason and stuff. Soto with the Mets. Now, how you leave the Mets? Money. I mean, the Yankees for the Mets. Money. He didn't want to play with Aaron Judge. That World Series embarrassed him. Aaron Judge was supposed to prove to everybody that he was one of the greatest Yankees to play the game, and he didn't get the job done. Now, I'm going to say this. Is there a possibility that the Yankees get back next year? Absolutely. Is Aaron Judge going to be up for the moment? Who knows? But Aaron Judge is one of the greatest Yankees to play the game. But the problem is, he did not step up in that World Series against those Dodgers. The Dodgers were just too high powered. Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, they were just too powerful, especially Freddie Freeman, man. Freddie Freeman was knocking that ball out the park in those World Series. He had a great postseason last year. And, you know, I think the Dodgers can. It's hard to repeat. It's hard to repeat in baseball. That's hard. I don't know historically, have anybody ever repeated in baseball? Like back to back? I don't know. Maybe the Yankees probably did. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at it and do some research on that. But it's interesting. We'll see what happens in baseball. Hopefully the Braves do what they need to do in the Astros, man. Man, I'm hoping that them two teams, they get themselves together. I need to see what these Braves gonna do this year. I need to see what these Rangers gonna do. I need to see what these Astros gonna do. I gotta see what these boys coming with this year. Is the bat gonna be good for them this year? Is the pitching gonna be good for them? I got to see all that. Switching gears to wrestling, NXT, live from Cleveland, Ohio last night. They were in Ohio, I think. Yeah, they were in Ohio last night. They're going to have a big event coming up in New York City in the next couple of weeks after the Elimination Chamber, which is going to be in Toronto this coming weekend. Friday Night SmackDown will be coming from Toronto. So you're going to get people that are in Toronto are going to get a 2-night event. You're going to get to watch SmackDown and you're going to get to watch the Elimination Chamber. Very interesting to see what happens with that. I'll talk more about SmackDown on Friday's point of view. But I want to talk about last night's NXT. Man, you talk about a star-studded show. Man, that show get 10 stars for me, man. A 10 out of 10. And I'm going to tell you why. Every match they had on there was a banger. From Stephanie versus Carmen Petrovich, that was a great match. From seeing the Young OG and Ricky Saints, aka Ricky Starks, versus Ethan Page and Wesley, star. The Hardys against the No Catch Crew, absolutely great. The only thing I didn't like about that was I thought Jeff Hardy was taking a little bit too many risks. I understand that there's some risk takers. They're still at it, even though they're pushing 50. But I think the Hardys, can slow it down just a little bit. I'll tell you what's keeping the Hardys wrestling. These tag teams, these young tag teams want a piece of the Hardys. It's going to be interesting because I want to see Fraxum versus the Hardys. And let me tell you what's going to happen at this match. Fraxum is going to lose that match. There's no way in the world that Fraxum is going to be the NXT Tag Team Champions and the TNA Tag Team Champions. That's not going to happen unless they want to double book them to be the best. Now, I heard that Frazier and Axelman are supposed to be going after WrestleMania, supposed to be debuting on the main roster. So let me tell you what's going to happen. They're not going to win the TNA Tag Team titles, in my opinion. I think they're going to lose the tag team titles soon because they got to go to the main roster. I think Jordynne Grace, when she fights Roxanne Perez, which is going to happen, I think when Jordynne Grace beats Roxanne Perez is going to be a full-fledged member of the Raw roster. She's already a full-fledged member right now. But she has to lose this match to send her off to the main roster. I don't think Roxanne is going to win the Elimination Chamber. I think she's going to have a great showing. I don't think she's going to win because I do believe it's either going to be Alexa Bliss or Bianca Belair that wins this. Liv Morgan is not going to win this match. There's no way that you put Liv Morgan up against Rhea Ripley again unless you see the value and the ticket sales in that match. Some of the fans are going to want to see that, but some of the fans are not going to want to see that. What the fans are going to want to see, they're going to want to see something fresh. And that freshness is going to be either Alexa Bliss versus Rhea or Bianca versus Rhea. They want to see Rhea and Bianca go at it again. I think that could possibly happen at WrestleMania. My deal is this. If Bianca is not the culprit of what happened with Jade, do you make a match between Jade and Bianca at WrestleMania? Absolutely. Because if you want that to go that way, you make that match. Because let me tell you something else that's going to happen. You put that match together with Naomi versus Jade at WrestleMania. Jade's gonna cream Naomi. That ain't gonna be no match. That's gonna be a squash. She's gonna come out there. She's gonna do a little butt bumps and all that stuff there. Now, don't get me wrong. Naomi, Trinity, Fatu is one of the greatest. Listen to what I'm finna tell you. One of the greatest black women athletes in the world. And here's why. She is the most athletic black women's wrestler I have ever seen in my life. And I've seen Naomi wrestle for at least 10, 12 years. Absolutely talented. It's just a shame that she does not get more pushes like she's supposed to. If I'm her, and if I'm going to be a heel, I put myself into a mid-card situation. I fight for the United States Championship, the women's U.S. title. I take that title right there because you don't need to fight Tiffany Stratton no more, whether you're a face or a heel. You don't need that. It's time for Bianca to go back to being a singles wrestler, unless you want to take her back to NXT and put her in the ring with Julia or Stephanie, because one of them are going to be double champions in 2 weeks. And that's where my segue goes to that. I think me and Fadeaway had a conversation about this. Fadeaway agrees. I agree with Fadeaway. I absolutely do. He says they're pushing this match too fast. And they are. And I thought of two reasons why they did that. One, they want the other one to chase for the title again. Or two, one of them could possibly be going to the main roster. That's what I think. So I think that's probably why they're doing it. Because they want her to be a part of the main roster. One of them be a part of the main roster, either Stephanie or Julia. Either one of them be on the main roster, they'll be good for the business. So we'll see what happens with that match as well. Oba and Moose are going to be fighting in New York City. A great match. That's going to be two Titans going at it. That's like having Bobby Lashley go up against Brock Lesnar type match. But these are black athletes, so I'm going to say it's like Bobby Lashley going up against who's big and bad that's black? Oh, Oba Finley against Bobby Lashley. Or, Moose against Bobby Lashley. Things like that. So those are going to be some interesting matches. That's going to be an interesting match, though. I know Moose is not going to beat Oba Finley for the NXT title unless they just want to see Moose have a title like that, then bring it to TNA, claiming himself the NXT champion, give him a little couple of weeks with it, and then take it off him. That could possibly happen. And they, some great matches. Miss Parker versus Kalani Jordan. They spar. Everybody knows now about her and Carmelo together. I think Kalani Jordan could fit on the main roster if they wanted to build her up like that. She would be a great hand on the main roster. The question is, where would she be put? SmackDown. I would love to see her go up against Chelsea Green for the Women's United States title, or be on Raw, go up against Lyra for the Women's Intercontinental title. It's a lot of things that they need to, figure out as the road to WrestleMania is getting closer and closer to that. I still believe, and I'm not going to get on the main roster situation right now. I'm going to wait till Friday, but I'm gonna say this. I still believe that John Cena will go up against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. That's what I'm thinking. And Logan Paul against CM Punk. And now I'm thinking that we might have a triple threat for the Intercontinental title between Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, and AJ Styles at WrestleMania. That could be a big match. But if I'm them, I would let AJ win that match. If I'm them. If I'm WWE and I know AJ Styles is going out, I will let him win the title just for a month. To give him the rub and then let Braun Breaker win it back. Because Braun Breaker is going to be around for about 10 years in WWE. There's no doubt about it. He's going to be the star of the future. Let me say this, and then I'm going to yield and go, because I'm getting sleepy and I got to get some rest. Braun Breaker, this could be his year that he becomes main event status. I think, and I don't know, but I think somewhere down the line, you're probably gonna, if Jey Uso wins the title at WrestleMania, like everybody thinks he is, I think, and I want people to understand why I'm saying this, I think you do get Braun Breaker versus Jey Uso later on this year. And Jey Uso beats him to retain the title. I don't know who's going to win Money in the Bank. I will say this. Whoever wins Money in the Bank, I don't know the participants yet. But whoever wins that Money in the Bank, and I want people to listen to what I'm finna say. Do you think they cash in on Jey Uso? Or do you think they cash in on either John Cena or Cody Rhodes? If Cody Rhodes loses the title and John has like a 2-3 month reign with the title, guess what happens? Cody gets cashed on at WrestleMania. I mean, at Money in the Bank or SummerSlam or whatever. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, folks. I just don't see no other way but that. Let's talk about the times John Cena has been cashed on at least 2-3 times as champion. Edge did it. I think Alberto Del Rio did it. It's just a situation, man. I mean, I just want you to know these are some of the scenarios that are going to be coming up soon on live TV in professional wrestling, and that's what that is. We'll see that. Before I go, I know that February is almost up. Black History Month is almost up, and I think next month is March, which is the March of Dimes also. But also, we talk about the month for women's. But I want to go and talk about one black guy before I go, and that's Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. He will be getting a statue by Donald Trump, they said. So he will be, but I want to talk about one iconic moment with Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, a 5-time NBA champion, a 7-time NBA Finals appearance. He lost 2, one to Detroit and one to Boston. I think he was in the All-Star game 18 times. I think he won either 2 or 3 All-Star MVPs. I think he won one with Shaq, and he won one back in 2002 in Philly where they booed him. Kobe Bryant, 3rd, 4th on the all-time scoring list, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's LeBron, Kareem, and Karl Malone. And then Kobe, I think, is either Kobe or Michael Jordan. I think it's Kobe, who is 4th on the all-time scoring list. Also, 2-time Olympic gold medalist winner. He won back when they had the Redeem team, and he also won back in 2012, where my mama loved to see him out there play. And my mama loved Olympic basketball. She loved the whole sport of the Olympics. She would watch it all day. She would be calling Kobe, telling Kobe, "You better shoot that ball. You better shoot that ball, boy. Shoot that ball, boy. Quit playing and shoot that ball." She would say that to Kobe. I love you, Mom. Rest in peace. But yeah, he has all the accolades in the world. One of the greatest NBA players. He died in 2020. Very shocking. It's been 5 years since Kobe's passed. And we do miss seeing Kobe play the game. We do miss seeing Kobe. But the iconic moment I want to talk about is the 81 points he played against the Toronto Raptors with Jalen Rose and Chris Bosh and Mo Pete and all those boys out there tried to stop him, and they couldn't do nothing. The Lakers were actually losing that game, and this was going on during the Super Bowl that year. I think it was the Super Bowl with the Colts, with Peyton Manning and the Chicago Bears or Seattle Seahawks. One of those teams that played Peyton Manning that year, and Peyton Manning won the Super Bowl. And Kobe went off, 81 points. I actually went back and watched the game, and I was like, really? This is what we're doing, Kobe? We're putting up 81. He was able to put up 81 points. He had a great time out there playing against Toronto. And it was a great achievement for him to have the second best scoring game in NBA history. I think that Dame Lillard could possibly score 80 points in the game if he wanted to. or Donovan Mitchell, one of them. LeBron has never, I think LeBron's highest has been 60, 61, something like that. Man, for you to score 87 points, man, that means you got to be feeling it on the court. And remember, Kobe scored 60 in his last game against the Utah Jazz when he retired in his last game. I don't think LeBron's going to score 60 in his last game. He might put up 40. I don't know. But that's my side note for the day. But other than that, you guys enjoy your Wednesday. I got to get me some sleep. God bless you. God keep you. I love all you guys. You guys have a great day.